What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 13 of our Football Manager 2016 Let's Play here with Liverpool. And today I've got for you guys the Europa League final. If you missed last episode, it was an epic end of season live com, a slightly longer episode. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. Go check it out if you didn't. You'll find out how we did in the league. But yeah, today our focus shifts to this European tie, and it's a big one at that. We're taking on Spurs, who finished 6th in the league this year. And it's going to be a tough game for us. Only 3 games between the Swansea game and this game. As a result, I sent all my players who played on a rest. I wanted them to go away, enjoy themselves for 3 days, no training, just, relax, unwind, try and get some fitness back into them without them training. Seems to have worked okay for the most part, some decent recovery. And we go into today's game knowing that it's going to be a tricky game, certainly, but a game that's definitely winnable. So let's have a quick look before we begin, just our little run into the Europa League final here, just so you guys can get an idea of the journey, I guess. So it started off in the group stage where we were joined by Villarreal, Sion and Partizan. The group stage was pretty disappointing all in all. We only won 3 of 6 games and we lost 3. However, worth noting at this point, I was very much treating this as a developmental competition and I wasn't taking it too seriously. And yeah, we did what was needed of us, I guess. It was slightly underwhelming, made our job a little bit tougher in terms of the teams we got drawn against, but at the same time we came through. In the next round, we took on Athletic Bilbao. We won 4-1 on aggregate in convincing fashion. We then went on to take on the Ukrainian side Dnipro, where again we won very convincingly 5-2 on aggregate. A 3-1 home win made things very, very comfortable and very nice, I guess, going into that second leg. We, of course, then took on Lazio in a game that was commentated. It was an epic kind of 2-leg affair, with us winning the first leg 2-0 before Lazio won the second leg 2-0. And after 90 minutes, it was all even. And it meant that we went in the second leg to extra time, where, of course, Christian Benteke scored a winner 1 minute away from penalties. It was incredible. Following on from that, we, of course, beat Manchester United, our rivals, in the semi-final. Great result at home, 3-1. Benteke, again, the hero. Danny Ings with a late goal that ended up making all the difference. Unfortunately, in the second leg, we did lose 1-0, but the job was already done after the first leg. And now we find ourselves in the final taking on Spurs. So I'm hoping for a good result here. Looking at Spurs' team, they've got a lot of injuries and they've also got a lot of players struggling on condition. You look at their player condition, there's a few here who started on the bench last time out, but the majority of their players have 70-odd% condition. A lot of their players in need of rests, and Lloris is out injured for them, who's going to be a big miss for them. Looking at our team on the flip side, I rested our players. They've recovered quickly from our last game of the season, and it's going to benefit us, I hope, going into this game. So in terms of tactics, I'm sticking with Ings and Benteke up top for this game. They've been 2 players who have been massively influential on our season. Top 2 goal scorers in the team. Benteke getting some massive goals for us in this competition. Firmino will be our trequartista. Midfield 3 of Henderson, Allen, Emre Can, and then a back 4 of Moreno, Sacco, Skrtel, Klein and Mignolet. Worth noting that Klein's condition isn't the best, nor is Joe Allen's. I almost want to play Maya, but he's equally struggling. So it's not really going to solve the problem. Unless, do I move Emre Can to centre defensive mid? Move Henderson to roaming playmaker and then play Cataldi as our box-to-box. That is really tempting to do because Cataldi's improved this year. We paid £20 million for this guy. He's not really proven himself in the league, but he's a good player. And I almost would rather have the fresh legs in that area of the midfield. Just because, especially for Cataldi and Henderson, who have 97 and 94 condition each, they're going to have a lot of running to do this game. So I think that's the team we're going to go with. I'm pretty happy with it. On the bench, we've got loads of options. Plenty of players who can be brought in if they're needed. Unfortunately, Coutinho's still out injured. Jordan Ibe out with the damaged neck he suffered on the last day of the season. And also Lucas out with his hip injury. So that's our team. Let's submit that. I'm hoping that we can, cap off what's been a really good season with a fantastic final result. And I'm hoping that today's the day we get our first silverware as Liverpool manager. Looking at the Tottenham side, have they rotated their team or have they played players who are unfit? We'll check that in just a second. I think they've played players who are unfit, in which case we have something to capitalise on here. If we look at opposition, is there a way I can insert a column here? I don't think there is. I guess we'll do it when we go into the game. I want to do my team talk is what I want to do. Where are we going, Jack? Team talk. Right. I'm going to tell the players to go and give the fans a performance to cheer for. Generally speaking, it's a pretty positive reaction by a lot of the team, which is nice. As I mentioned, we'll quickly have a look when the game kind of gets through the first highlight, just at the Tottenham conditions, because I feel like they might be playing some players struggling a little bit for fitness. So let's have a look at the Tottenham stats. And yeah, looking at it here, they've got some exhausted players in midfield, so that makes me feel pretty good about my decision to rotate the midfield. Defensively, they look fairly fit, but those players in 70% condition, they're going to be struggling come the second half. That could swing the game in our favour, just maybe. But anyway, we'll see how we get on here. Tottenham play a very wide style of play, and if the game goes like the Everton game did last episode, I might switch to that wider variation of kind of the system that I kind of experimented with and worked for us. But yeah, we'll see how things go here. Looking at it, we're having a lot of the early possession. I really hope that the fitness of our players is going to serve us well. It's something that I can't stress enough. Like, if you have players below, 80 condition, just don't play them if you can avoid it at all costs. I tend to rotate my players. If they're starting with less than, I'd say, 88 as kind of a benchmark condition, I'll generally speaking take them off, or at least not start them. And then when players are being subbed off, for players below 75% condition, I'll take them off, assuming there isn't a load of other players in a similar situation, in which case I'll try and prioritise the position. Unfortunately, Cataldi's taken a knock here. I have the option to bring in Joe Allen, and I'm quite tempted to do it early on. I'm going to have to do it. It's a bit annoying because I didn't want to, but we will bring in Joe Allen into the midfield, and we'll move around our midfield as a result. Go to our standard Emre Can as the roaming playmaker, Henderson box to box, Allen centre mid defend. So anyway, we have a set piece here. Again, Trippier going to deal with it, however. Ericsson may be looking to spark a counter-attack, but nothing going. Looking at it here, we did have that one clear-cut chance. Did I miss it making a sub? Maybe I did. Maybe my short-term memory's just completely gone. Regardless, though, 60% condition. We're looking pretty good, but going in at half-time, unless there's going to be a late goal here, it's going to be 0-0. Of course, this game has to be settled on the night. It will go to penalties. It will go to extra time. And at half-time, it's going to be 0-0. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. I want them to be fired up. I want them to be motivated. That is the exact reaction we've got. Only Emre Can on a yellow card to worry about, really. Might take him off. Maybe. I might take him off. Really, the option for the player who I'd normally bring on for him is Allen. And obviously, as a result of Allen coming on for the injured Cataldi, jeez, Jack, Doctor Who, not today. If anyone doesn't watch Doctor Who, they now think I'm crazy. Let's concentrate on the game here. Looking at Tottenham stats now, their players are dead. They've made all three of their subs too, so any injuries now, they could be in some serious trouble. I almost want to put my tackling on hard. Oh, do I do it? Do I get stuck in? I'm going to do it. We're going to go get stuck in. I'm hoping that we can... injure. I don't want to say I'm hoping we can injure a player, but if we can, roughen up the Spurs midfield, that would be absolutely fantastic. Leave a mark on their men, because they're struggling condition-wise now. Although Spurs on the attack here, Townsend bringing the ball forward, takes it round one man, hits the side netting though. That was the first chance Tottenham have had of the game, their first clear-cut chance. Still yet to hit the target. And we've been let off a little bit there. Maybe I should make one change here. Who do I want to take off? Do I take off Emre Can? I don't know. It's been a bit disappointing. Firmino's been really disappointing. Unfortunately, I've not really got a centre attacking mid option. But I'm actually going to put Gabriel Barbosa there. I mentioned last episode we're training Gabriel to play centre attacking mid. Despite playing him out of position there because he can't, competently play it, he has the technical ability to play as a trequartista, and I'm looking for perhaps his killer instinct in front of goal to serve us well. Looking at our player condition, it's really starting to tail off here. It must be an equally, I guess, significant issue for Spurs. We have a late corner here. Sacco hits it, cleared off the line, and that will end 90 minutes. We almost won it at the death here. That's so close. I'm going to tell the boys they've been unlucky so far. That was the chance. Cleared off the line. I think it was Townsend making amends for his miss last time out. We'll start extra time. We're all over them. I just want to see the Spurs stats in a second. I want to know how dead their players are, because their players must be struggling pretty badly right now in terms of condition, because our players are, and I rested them. Let's have a look. Spurs stats. They've got players on 40 condition. We need to be winning this here. There's going to be a chance as well from this throw in. Chadley puts the ball into Vallejo. Whips in the ball. Townsend scores. 50 seconds in. That's not what we wanted. That is not what we needed. You know what? We're going to make the exact same system change I made against Everton. The only difference I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to play Danny Ings as the winger and Gabriel Barbosa as the inside forward. We still have a sub. Do I want to change things up? Like, where would I want to change things? Let's confirm those changes for now. I'm gonna kind of think it over. But we need 2 goals. And we go from almost winning the game with the last kick of the game to suddenly being a goal down 50 seconds later, I guess, in terms of game time. Ball whipped in. Vasquez nods it down. Andros Townsend there. Left foot. Mignolet. Positioning questionable, but when it drops to a player in the 6-yard box like that, it's always going to be tricky stuff. We need something, boys. We don't have a lot of time here to make something happen. I'm going to be so disappointed if we lose this. I'm going to be so gutted if we lose this. Well, we have 15 minutes to save this game. I guess now's the time to start going attacking if possible and just go for this. I think we'll go with fullback set to attack. That's what we'll do. We've got to go for it. We've got to go for it, ladies and gents. I'm going to change Henderson to a centre attacking mid attack. Emre Can, you're going to go advanced playmaker support. I'm really tempted to go narrow. I'm really tempted to play a triple striker setup. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to play with Danny Ings, and then we're actually going to play with a double poacher setup. A bit risky, but we've got to go for it at this point. Player instructions, highest tempo possible. We've got to go for it. Slightly higher line. We've got to exploit the middle. And we've got to play fast. We've got to hunt down the ball at every opportunity. Oh boy, right, those are the changes I'm going to make. We have 1 sub. Do I want to make it? I do. I'm going to bring on Daniel Sturridge for Danny Ings. Why is it saying Sturridge can't play striker? He definitely can play striker. That's a weird... Oh, okay, now he can play it again. I don't know what caused that. As I mentioned, guys, still in beta, still says here. But that's not what we're concentrating on now. We need a goal, boys. 10 minutes left. Spurs, 1 shot on target, 1 goal. I'm shaking my head as I say that, because it just feels unfair. 3 minutes left. There's nothing more I can do. I've just chucked everyone for... I could go overload, but overload doesn't do anything. We have a corner. Henderson whips in. Skirtle's there, headed away. Can we put in a second ball? We can't. The full-time whistle goes, and we lose the Europa League final. That's so disappointing. We were the better team, and that's so cruel. 1 shot on target. We were FM'd. Unfortunately, though, if you don't score, you can't win, and we didn't do either of those things today. Right, guys, that's a bit of a downer to end the season on, isn't it? So close to winning it at the death, but Tottenham are going to run out winners. Hopefully you've enjoyed this series so far. I'm sure we'll have other opportunities in European kind of finals. I'm hoping a Champions League, in a few years would be absolutely amazing. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the adventure, I guess, so far here with Liverpool, and long may it go on. If you've enjoyed this episode, despite the result, obviously smash the like button. If you've enjoyed listening to my suffering at the end of this game, smash it even harder. I don't know what happens if you hit the like button harder. Nothing, I guess. If you've got any comments, words of a proverb, or maybe you have some motto that you live your life by that's going to help me through this dark summer of what-ifs and, I guess, the regret of not winning silverware, leave them down in the comments. And other than that, I guess I will do an end of season review if you guys still want it. Let me know down in the comments. And yeah, other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.